Greetings once again, my friends, my fellow modelers, my fellow historians, my fellow lovers of everything interesting, and this episode, my fellow Jaws fans. Now, when it comes to Jaws, I've been looking everywhere for a model kit of the Orca. The Orca is the fishing boat that was used to go and hunt the shark. Captain Quint, the town, through Chief Brody, had hired him, and he also had the shark expert Matt Hooper, and the party went out on the boat called the Orca, and it was a fishing boat. And I did find a model. Well, I found its existence. I did not find one for sale, but I have been looking everywhere for the Orca, and I even debated doing one from scratch. They do have the pre-made ones, but I wanted to make more of a model kit to do kind of a build-along and make it the way that it appeared in the movie. Well, what I want to show you real quick, it's not the actual model of the Orca, but this is actually a depiction of close to something like the Orca. This was marketed as the Jaws, the Orca from Jaws. It even has a little shark, but this, I don't know if it's a copyright thing. It's ModelBlocks, it's not Lego. And this is from Sluban, M38 B1118. It has 592 pieces, and it's for ages 8 to 12. Yeah, I know. I just couldn't find anything else with the Orca. Now, they do have a different one. I think it's also by Sluban, and it has over 1,000 pieces, where this one is 592. But I figure we go and see how this one works out first, because I actually was able to get this off eBay, and it was pretty cheap. I think it was like $21. And the other one is a lot more money. And I never did one of these kits before, the Lego kind of thing. So again, I was just really looking for something to depict the Orca. So we'll see how this goes. But the box, you can see the front of the box. This is ModelBlocks, and again, it's not Lego. I don't know if they have, well, obviously they must have copyright issues. You can see it even comes with a little great white shark, a little Bruce. And you can see the ship itself. It's not even called the Orca, it's called the Catherine. And again, it might be because of the copyright issues. But one of the things that sold me on this was that I was looking at it on the website, and they actually have the kitchen area with the little booth in that now iconic scene where they were singing "Show Me the Way to Go Home," and they all started comparing scars, and the infamous USS Indianapolis speech was also in that area. And when I had seen pictures of that, I was like, yeah, for $20 we'll give it a shot. So that's the front of the box. You can see the top. This is M38 B1118. And let's see if they have pictures of what I was talking about. They show you the barcode on the side, the model number, and from Sluban, let's see if it's the same on both sides of the box. It appears to be. And looking at the bottom, let's see if there's a date on here. I'll put the date up, but it's kind of hard to read that. Alright, let's look at the back of the box. So you can see a nice, this is the starboard view of the finished ship, the great white shark. And it actually, I guess it comes with the figures. It looks like we've got Quint, Robert Shaw, and I think that's Matt Hooper in the middle. Of course, he was played by Richard Dreyfuss. And we have Chief Brody on the end. And Chief Brody was, oh, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I'll put it up. Roy Scheider, excuse me. And let's take a look. I guess this is what they have for other kits. Ooh, Titanic. Alright, looking at the pictures, you can see what I was talking about, where Robert Shaw was doing the now iconic speech about the Indianapolis down there by the booth, and that's what really made me buy this. You can see, yep, you can see it right there. So why don't we take it over to the desk? There's a lot more light and there's more room, and we can check it out. Alright, there's more room here, and there's a lot more light. You can see a better picture of the shots. I guess you could take that off, and it was in there that I really liked the picture of, and let's see if we can see that a little bit better. And this is almost 11 inches long. You can see right there. And that's what sold me on it. I love the little booth where they had the iconic little comparisons of the scars and the Indianapolis, and I even think that's Quint's cup right there. You can see the barrels and the top of the roof. Alright, let's go ahead and open it up. It doesn't look like there are any flaps. It looks like it just kind of is glued on. So let's see if we can go ahead and oh my. Oh boy. Alright. This is packet 9. Actually, you know what? Let's just get everything on the desk. And that's everything in the box. So let's kind of put the box on display. And let's see, what is this? So these are the decals. Look at, you can see the clock. And of course, we're not going to put Catherine on it. We're going to put Orca. I like the little needles. And you guys remember when Quint, when they were trying to come back to shore, and the shark, the barrels were following them, and Quint was running the ship, and he had the engines high, and the bearings were starting to smoke again, and that's when Hooper told him that he couldn't push the engines like that, like there'd be a problem. So after he heard him, he put the throttle higher, and that's where you can see where it was starting to redline. I love that they got that little detail. You can see the ropes with the knots, and I'm not sure what this is. Almost looks like a pillow. We'll find out in the instructions, but those are the decals. So we might as well go ahead and check out the instructions right now. You can see the picture of the boat. And again, I'm not really going to start nitpicking, but the most glaring thing I notice is that there's no little ramp on the front of the bow where Quint went out and he was able to shoot the barrels into the shark. But again, it was $21, really affordable. The other one was more expensive, but it had more detail. But all right, again, this is kit M38B1118, and you can see some pictures of the finished model. And like I said, for 20 bucks, you really can't go wrong. Little depiction of the Orca. And again, because they probably didn't want to be sued, they can't put Orca, so they put the Catherine. And you can see, respectable. And it's going to be a pretty good size. It's going to be almost 11 inches. Again, you can see the top, where you can steer the boat. And the port side. And you got the kitchen. Again, you can see Quint's cup. You got the booth where they were sitting. You got the clock. And you've got Quint, Hooper, and Chief Brody. And you can see the barrels that they shot into Bruce that would help bring the shark to the surface. And it looks like there's a website we can go, or scanned, and I'll put that up. I'll show you guys what that's all about. You can see a picture that was on the box, and that's a nice picture of the finished model. And I'm not sure if this is Russian. Not sure. I think that's Japanese again, but I'm not sure. Alright, so looks like we have the parts list. So we got packet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright, so bag 12. I'm thinking that that's the reason they have the people. This is from bag 12, but again, we'll find out as we go along. In bag 1, we have the shark. Let me see if I can find bag 1. That one's got no number on it. Let's see, this is bag number 12. So this is the bag with all the guys in it. And I'm not going to open up each individual bag. We'll open it up as we go along in the build. But you can see, let me show you their heads. I wonder if they're all the same. Let's see, we got that one. Nope, the faces are different. So it looks like you've got, that guy could be Hooper. Who knows, maybe that's Quint, or maybe Quint is the one with the red in his eyebrows. And we got the kind of angry looking one that could be Chief Brody, because he didn't want to be out there. And you can see the clothes and look at the shirt. So that is, let's see, that's packet number 12. And let's take a look at how we put them together. You can see the little ball and socket that's going to go in for the legs. Then you got the hip area. Then the torso is going to come down, and then you can see the vest is going to go on top of that. And into the sides, we're going to put the arms, and the head goes down into that, and you can see the hair and the hat. And it shows you what each one is going to be wearing. So Hooper is wearing the almost like the farmer jeans, and you can see Quint has that green kind of shirt with the stripes. And Chief Brody, he doesn't have a gun, no, but Chief Brody would have a gun. So this is going to be kind of fun. I haven't played with Legos since I was a kid, so let's see. We're going to go over to packet 1 now. So why don't I show you each one? Okay, so we already saw that. So now we need to go to bag number 1. That's 7, 6. So when it comes to bag number 1, you can see it's got the black pieces. So this has got to be bag number 1. So these are the pieces that we're going to use to start with. And it actually looks like a fish. Look at the little fish in there. Alright. Oh, here it is. I couldn't see the number because it was blocked. Okay, so we got number 1. Number 1, you can see what we're going to do. And here's some, looks like gray pieces that are going to go in the middle. Going on to the next step. And it's the same bag. We're going to do more. This is going to be gray. And again, it's the same bag. You can see the different pieces that are going to be used. Some of the little sections that are going to go together. And there's, I guess there's a lot in here. A lot of pieces. And if you guys purchase this and you don't have the instructions, and this is going to help, so I'll put these up to help you guys as well. So now we're going to go on to bag number 2, excuse me. So here's number 1. So this is bag number 2. And again, it's got black pieces, and it's got tan pieces this time. So what do we need to do? You can see also we need bag 11, and that would be right here. Looks like we got the bow of the ship and a deck. And look, we have the rigging. And what's this green? The green thing is actually an alligator. I hope we have the shark and not the alligator. Anyway, that's bag 11. So we need bags 2 and bag 11 for these steps. You can see we start to put everything together. And again, bag 11. This is an interesting way of keeping everything organized. It's a pretty good idea, instead of just throwing it all in one bag. And you can see now the hull of the ship is starting to form. And we're going along the outside. And you can see we're moving on now. We need bags 3 and 11. So I just saw bag 3. So we have these. And I just showed you bag 11. We've got the decking and we got the rigging in bag 11. All right. And in bag 11, again, we have looks like it's going to be the decking. You can tell because of the colors of the tan is going to be the deck. Or what I'm assuming is to be the deck. Moving on, you can see the different pieces we're going to be using and adding them on to the hull. And step 15. This is this front section where the barrels were. And you can see we're going to be using a different bag now. We're going to be getting bag number 4 that's going to have the parts from 16 to 23. So bag number 4 is right here. And it looks like there's a couple of different brown pieces, and that's it. Everything else is tan. So I'm thinking this is going to be for the decking. We'll put this back after number 3. Moving on to step 18, you can see more of this is probably going to be the railing. It's going to go on the side of the ship, like a finishing piece. Steps 20 and 21. Looks like 21 we have more of the smooth sections to kind of finish off the hand railing. You can see these are where they're going to go onto the hull. And step 23. Again, this is where the platform would have been at the bow, where Quint would have gone on to look out for the shark and actually fire the harpoon gun that has the barrel attached. And we're moving on to step 24, and you can see now we're going to need bag 5 for steps 24 to 33. So bag 5 is right here. Let's see the number 5. And I see some red parts. Oh, that looks like the little clock. It's pretty cool. And I'm wondering if this is the table, the red top of the table, and the different little pieces. This will be pretty amusing. So you can see 24, 25, and 26. I wonder if this is the bottom of the ship where the engine is. I'm not sure. Or the inside wall. But moving on to 27, 28, and 29. I think these are the areas that are going to go in the ship if we're using the red pieces. I think that's the table. Oh, they're the side of the ship, like right in the front where the bow section is. So it's starting to take shape, but you can actually tell it's a boat. And look at all these different colors in step 31. And these are going to go on the inside. I think this is what's going to start the wall where the table and the booth is going to go. You see the putting the pieces together. On to step 32. You know, I don't think that's a bed, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I thought it was the table where they were all sitting around, but it looks like it could also be a bed. You see the pillow? And it could have been a sleeper in the movie, but from what I remember, I think it was just a booth, like a restaurant type booth. We move on to step 33, and it looks like it could actually be a stove. The burners. I don't know if they'd have a a full stove with 4 burners and an oven aboard ship. I'm not sure. Alright, now we're going to be using a different bag. We're going to be using bag number 6, and that's for steps 34 through 40. So this is the one we need for these steps. And I'll put this after bag number 5. And you can see the parts that we're going to need. Again, they have the flat, finished kind of pieces. And on to step 35, I guess we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it for the, let's see, the starboard side. And 36, again, the walls of the cabin. Maybe cabinets that are going to go on top, maybe the doorway, or the frame for the doorway. And let's see, this could be the clock assembly, because there's a decal or a sticker that's going to go on. And what time is it? Looks like it's midnight or 12 in the afternoon. More in the cabin in step 38. In step 39 and 40, you can see more work that we're going to do down at the bow. Again, where the platform should have been. And now we're going to move on to another bag. We're going to actually get bag number 7. And it's got the little fish in it. We're going to use this from steps 41 through 49. So we got 7 right here. And you can see the little fish. It's a good shot of him right there. And we have some clear parts, and you can see this has the barrels. And we're going to put the fish down. And it looks like we're going to bring the cabin, the walls, the windows of the lower level of the cabin together. And looks like we're finishing off that. On to step 44, and it looks like, I'm not sure if this is going to be the formation of the mast, or maybe the exhaust, the engine exhaust. And remember, that's where Hooper's shark cage was also. Plus there was a little ladder on the back in order to get up to the top where the steering wheel was. On to step 45. Looks like he's a little more detailed. Look, you can actually see the radio. I like that. And the barrel. And you can see Quint's chair, the fishing chair, where of course he had the fishing pole. When he was eating the cracker, and that's when he got the first bite, and you guys remember the shark just took off and ended up dragging the boat, and they actually had to cut it with the machete, cut the line. You can see all the different pieces. Speaking of the line, the fishing pole, and I guess one of the fish is actually going to go on the end of the line. You can see the fishing pole pieces along with the little fish. On to step 47. You can see the pieces that are going to be used, that are going to go along the side of the ship. There's quite a bit to this model. And again, you can see the fish. I guess the fish are going to go into barrels. And the ship is starting to really look pretty good. It's starting to take shape. And this is where they had the, on deck, they had the yellow barrels. And when Quint was out on the platform, every time he would take a shot at the shark, he would shoot the harpoon into it. The line would be tied into one of the barrels. And the whole object was for the shark to be tired out by the barrels, because the shark had to drag him around and keep it underwater, where the barrels would constantly pull on the shark to bring it to the surface. Well, they ended up with 3 barrels on him. And that's when Quint was getting agitated. He's like, you can't stay down with 3 barrels. Moving on, now we got the underside of the ship. I think these are the propeller shafts. And we're going to need bags 8 and 11. So we had already looked at bag 11. So here's bag 8. And let's see if we can see propellers in here. I see the steering wheel. Nope. I don't see propellers. Are there propellers on the model? I'm not sure. Alright, so that's bag 8. And again, we need bag 11. Let's see. I don't see any propellers. But anyway, we're going to use those bags, the contents, for steps 50 through 59. And I guess they're not really propellers if you look at them. You can see I'm assuming that these will be the rudders, dual rudder. And we're going to use bag 11 again, and that's the one with the rigging in it, for steps 51, 52, and you can see this is probably the floor of the top section. Yeah, you can see the steering wheel, and you can see the little gauges like the RPM gauge. And the wall is going to go in the front. Steps 56, 57, 58, and 59. You can see we're going to be doing the platform. And look, you can even see, like in the movie, they had a pair of jaws, actual bone jaws from a shark that were on the front, kind of mounted to a platform in the front of the ship. And now we're going to go to bag 9. So let's see, that's this bag right here. Let's see what little goodies we have in here. I notice a clear part. And that looks like it could be Makes me think of the AMT clear dome of the model of the Enterprise. And let's see, are those, looks like we have life preservers. Well, they could be life preservers. Yeah, that's what I think they are. And that's 9. And for bag 9, we're going to be doing steps 60 through 67. And see where one of the life preservers are going to go. Let's see it on the box. So there are quite a few parts in this, quite a few steps. Step 61, you can see the pieces we're going to use, and that's the clear part, and we're going to use it for the light, the spotlight. And again, there's more pieces. Again, I don't know if that's for the exhaust or for the mast. I think it might be for the mast. Yeah. Because there's only one mast on the ship, so we got more of the pieces in step 65. And that could be the crow's nest up top. And now we're going to move on to bag 10. So bag 10 is right here. Oh, good. It looks like we have the shark. I was worried there. I was kind of bummed because I thought we'd only have an alligator. I didn't really want an alligator. I wanted a shark. But you can see his, look at his eyes. So he's kind of mad because he's not put together yet. So that's bag number 10. Put that behind 9. And we're going to use that bag for the step 68 through 84. So we got quite a few. Looks like the part that comes off the back that actually had the to anchor the shark cage to, like the winch or the crane part. And you can see it's going to attach to the platform that's going to go where the steering wheel is up top. And you can see we're going to put that on the top of the boat. This is going to be pretty fun. Like I said, I haven't played with Legos in a long time. Legos and Lincoln Logs, used to have all that stuff. I think for the Legos I think it was a battleship, but I don't remember which one. Anyway, the ship is really starting to look finished right now. And step 72 and 73 looks really simple. I'm not sure what these are going to be for. Maybe the base. I don't know if there is going to be a base. Step 77. So we need 4 of those. 78, 79, 80, and 81. Or just 80. You can see we're going to put it onto the platform, whatever this is. Oh, this is the base to the ship. Okay. It makes more sense now, the reasons it was curved. So that the ship is going to actually rest on that in step 83. And here comes our little friend. Step 84, we put the shark together. You can see he's got no face. Put the face on, and I'm not sure what that is, because sharks don't have blowholes on the top, they have fins, unless that's what's going to hold the pole, little pole or the rod or the base to keep them in position. You can see the finished shark, and that's the last step, and you can see the finished boat, and you can see the shark. Love it. We're going to have the little men. We can actually play with it, and we can have Quint go into the shark's mouth and get eaten. And scan me and read the story. And again, I'm going to see what that's all about, and I'll put that in the video as well. And you can see, you can lift the top off and see the little kitchenette where they were. And this is nice. And I'm assuming this is the Titanic. It is. You can see Titanic on the base. Look at the anchor crane. I'm not sure what that is, because the anchor crane would have been in the front, and the cargo cranes would have been on either side. In the front over there where the hatches were. And let's see, the Ellie looks just like a regular fishing boat on top. Yeah, and those are the instructions. This is quite the involved model. There are a lot of parts. So that's the instructions. We have 12 bags full of parts, and we've got decals. So this is going to be a pretty fun build. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into sections, and we're going to start obviously with step 1. And I guess we start by making the Quint figure, Brody figure, and the Hooper figure. And we're going to start with 1. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and the introduction of this build. And in the next video, we're actually going to start to bring it all together, and we're going to actually start to build a model. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had as much fun going through this as I did. Again, it's been forever since I played with Legos. And it's a different name, but they're just about identical to Legos. So, my friends, until the next video in this little build, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Dun 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 dun.